We are going to have a look at how we can compare entities that have been added to the Firefly Semantics entity store. For this demo, we're going to be using instances of this to-do class, and as always, we have linked this Stackblitz demo in the description along with the written guide. So what we're going to go ahead and do here is create two instances, to-do1 and to-do2, and then we'll put them on an array, and we'll use that array to initialize our entity store. And something to note here, if we go ahead and console log our first to-do1, we see that it has a unique global ID that's been assigned to it by the entity store. That's this ID right here. And so what we're doing when we're doing comparisons is we're comparing the global IDs of each entity. And so if we use equals by global ID on the entity store to compare to-do1 to to-do1, we expect that to-do1 should equal to-do1. So let's go ahead and console log that. And we see that to-do1 does indeed equal to-do1. Now, if we compare to-do1 to to-do2, then we expect them not to be equal. And so we'll go ahead and use equals by global ID again. And we'll compare to-do1 to to-do2. Open up our console. And we see that to-do1 equals to-do2 is false. The entity store also has a method equals by ID, and that method can be used to compare two entities by their ID. So if we go ahead and set the to-do ID property of each of our to-do instances, and then run equals by ID, as we're doing here, we expect to-do1 now still to be equal to to-do1. So we'll go ahead and open up our console and look at our log, and we see that yes, to-do1 equals to-do1. And if we compare to-do1 to to-do2 by ID, we will see that that is now false still. So let's open up our console here, and we see that to-do1 equals to-do2 is false. I hope you enjoyed this quick instructional, and as always, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them for me. And if you could like and subscribe, we would really appreciate it, and have a wonderful day.